Thank you.
4, 3, 2, 1. This guy's hilarious. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dan Banks, DJ Fine CEO of JTU. We are Jersey Magazine and Diamonds. Here with the homie, upcoming actor Samm Davis.
Damn, that was some Bone Thugs and Harmony shit right there. That shit was fire. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? What's going on, Jersey? And everybody else around the world that might tune into this, man. How y'all doing out there?
Now, for y'all that don't know Samm Davis, tell them who you are, man. Tell them who you are. You have a lot to say, so just...
Oh, no, I'm going to just keep it, I'm an actor, model, screenwriter, soon-to-be father, creative visionary, you know what I'm saying? And that's just my tag, and that's just what I do. That's my talent, that's my love, that's my passion, and that's what I strive towards every day.
See, he was a little minimum with his explanation. The homie over here was in a Spike Lee show on Netflix called She Gotta Have It.
Man, shout out to Spike, man.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me about that, man. First off, how was it working with Spike Lee, man?
I mean, first and foremost, the most important thing I gotta say is Spike is an amazing person, and I don't just mean that from a director standpoint and a professional standpoint, because he's great there, we all know that, but I just mean on a personal level. When I meet people and I read people and I feel people out, I get to feel their energy and I know what type of person they are. And with him, it's always been genuine, it's always been a real thing, so I've always been appreciative of the relationship that we've been able to build. And, he's an amazing guy. He's an amazing person to work with. And, I really laugh at people who have a misconception of him, because the misconception of him is so far left from who he really is that it's just amazing to me how, public opinion and rumors could sway people to believe something about a person until you really meet a person. You don't know a person.
Exactly. I like that. Real humble individual. So let me ask you, how'd you fall into that role? How'd you get that role into She's Gotta Have It, and then meet Spike? Did you have the audition? Like, how'd that whole...
Yeah, I did have the audition, and the funny thing was, I think that it was just the universe setting it up for me, because I actually met Spike when I was working with another company and my face was on a billboard in Times Square, so I was going to the unveiling of that. Okay. And as I was going for that, he actually happened to be outside the HBO building. And I was just walking, and he was talking to somebody, and he walked away from the person he was talking to and pulled me aside and was like, "Yo, man, what's up?" It's like, "I like your style, da da da." So we exchanged words then, and then a year later, I ended up auditioning for him. So, it was just funny that we had already met prior to that. So, but I did stand online with like 3,000 people, and I did have to go through the whole process, and I still had to audition in a small room with just me, him, and the camera and the cameraman. And it was an amazing experience. It was nerve-wracking, but it was beautiful, and I would never take it back. I think it was a great experience. And auditions are always very, very nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how great of an actor you are. When you're in that small room with the white walls and just the camera and you, it's not the same, because you're acting to a camera, you're not acting to a person. It's not a real scene that's happening, so it's a little different. You're under a microscope, you got several people looking at you in a room, so it's a very agonizing experience sometimes. Yeah. But at the same time, it's a beautiful thing, because when you walk out of there, you feel invigorated and you want to do it again, and you just can't wait till the next time you're in an audition room. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, aside from him being an actor, upcoming actor, and also being Spike Lee film, make sure you tune into that, because that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, She's Gotta Have It is out right now. It dropped on Thanksgiving. All 10 episodes are out, so make sure you stream that. On Instagram, go to She's Gotta Have It, and make sure you follow the page and get updates on everything that's going on. I'm sure there's a season 2 in the works. So Spike, holla at me, man. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Samm Davis, man. Yeah. Alright, so aside from you being an actor, man, talk to me about this podcast. This guy does everything, I'm telling you. Talk to me about this podcast.
Oh, alright, so as I was explaining to you before, I just turned 28, right? So turning 28, one of the things I realized was every year I set a goal for myself, and this year the goal was value. So it's about adding value, seeking value, understanding value, appreciating value, creating value. So one of the things I do best besides acting is entertaining and screenwriting. These are some of the things, writing period. So what I decided to do was take it up on all fronts. Now the podcast is something I started maybe a year ago, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of off and on with it because I've been involved with several other projects in the process. And the thing about me is, again, with seeking value, it's going after where the value's at. So yes, I am passionate about my podcast. I haven't monetized my podcast yet, you know. So until I do that, it's really something that I'm doing off the love and off the passion. And I go out and I go to wherever people are at, and I do interviews wherever. I do them in the car, I do them in the bathroom, I do them wherever I have to do them to get whatever I have to get from the person that I'm interviewing. And that's the type of person that I am. And I never went to school for journalism or anything like that, but it's just something that I'm passionate about. So I'm passionate about entertainment, I'm passionate about fashion, about hip-hop, I'm passionate about acting, I'm passionate about directing, screenwriting. So, you know, just bringing all those things to a head, you know, that's where you got the podcast where I interview some of today's rising stars, whether it be in hip-hop, whether it be fashion designers, whether it be directors, tastemakers, you know, just whoever. Sometimes it's just regular people. It could be just fly individuals that I know from a street perspective who may not have any fame or any clout like that, so to speak, but in the street they respected, in the street they know, and, you know, just based on that relationship, I might interview them off of that. So I've interviewed people who've done bids, you know, 10, 15-year bids, you know what I'm saying? And we've had real conversations on the podcast about that. So to me, it's just about having real talk, what I like to call gym talk. You know, because we drop gems on the podcast, so I like to call it gym talk, and that's what's most important to me, as long as people could take something away from it. So that's what the podcast thing is about. But again, with the value part of it, it's now monetizing that, you know what I'm saying? So understanding that, you know, we're trying to move in a different direction this year in 2018 and make sure that we stay consistent and that we get to that point when we monetizing everything that we're doing. So that's just another avenue.
Very, very humble individual. I'm telling you, man, this guy is.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
real hard to get where you want to get to.
I listen. I got a son on the way. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my baby. I love you. You know, yeah, it's important for me, man, because you know, my father was in my life, but you know, we had a very different relationship, so to speak. And you know, I want better for my kids. I want to be able to provide for my kids on a different level. I want them to be able to benefit from my talents and benefit from the work that I put in. And I want to see that carry over generations and generations, you know, moving forward. So with that being said, it's important that I just go out there and grab everything that I want and everything that I feel I can do and everything that I feel is mine. And that's where, like, the blog is at too. So when you go to sammdavis.com, shameless plug, I'm sorry. But when you go to sammdavis.com, you can see everything. You can see trailers from the joints that I've worked on. You can see monologues that I've done. You can see my modeling portfolio. You can see my podcast. You can see the blog. Everything is right there on the sammdavis.com website. That's Sam with 2 M's. And, you know, and that's just how we're moving. So I want to use the website as the platform. I'm also, you know, I got pocket squares that we designed over 2 years ago, as well as new designs that I haven't finished yet. So, you know, it's, again, I mean, it's so many different things that I've been able to do and put my hands on that I've always been doing, you know, since a small child. So to me, it's just now about taking all of those talents, all of those hats, and putting it under the umbrella and then monetizing it. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, value is the key. You know what I mean? You could do this forever, but if you're not going to get paid off of it, eventually you're going to hate what you do, or you're going to get to a point where you don't do it anymore. So, you know, I just can't see that ever happening for me. So I can't see me hating what I do, and I can't see me never doing it, so I have to find a way to do it full time and make it something where, you know what I mean, we monetizing on all ends, because the pay is lovely in entertainment, you know what I mean, especially on the acting side.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, word.
That's some real talk, man. Like, that's something you really don't hear every day, that you can really, at the end of the day, you gotta love what you do. You gotta keep going. And like you said, value. You gotta value what you do. You gotta love what you do to the point where you actually get paid and can be consistent with your work. Man, I love that. That was humbling. That was real humbling. But so tell me about the modeling, man. You mentioned that.
Oh, so yeah, with the modeling.
So this guy's always acting 24 hours a day. But tell me about the modeling, man. You mentioned that before. You know, how'd you get into the whole model game?
Shit. Oh, my bad. Yeah, with modeling, look, the reality is I never saw myself as a model. You know what I mean? That was never part of my MO. That wasn't something that I was trying to do. I came up in Jersey, and you know, the environments that we came up in, and the people that I grew up with, we didn't look at modeling as something that was really the fly thing. We were just fly individuals, but we just never looked at modeling as like the thing. So I don't know, I fell into that somehow. I mean, somebody approached me for a gig a long time ago. I made some money off of it, and I realized, yo, there's some money to be made, and if they're gonna pay me to dress up in something that I like wearing, then, you know, and that's why I really, I say I'm a model because I have been booked professionally, and I have been paid professionally as a model, and I have done that several times. But the reality is, I choose what I do. Like, you know, certain models, they'll do whatever because they love the art of modeling and what it represents, and I respect that. Yeah. You know, but for me, I have a certain integrity level because I'm involved in so many other fields as well. So I like to keep that clear, and because of that, you know, I may not take every gig. You know, I may not look at every modeling gig and feel the same way that a professional full-time model may feel about it. But again, I do respect what it is, and I do enjoy doing it from time to time, and I love to pay from it. So, you know, yeah, again, it's a value thing, you know, and I take care of myself naturally. You know what I'm saying? I work out. You know, I take care of my body. I take care of my face. You know what I'm saying? I take care of myself. I think that's just important to do. You know, it's a part of self-love, you know what I'm saying? And I think more people need to indulge in that sometimes. Absolutely. You know, but yeah, taking care of your body and taking care of your looks is part of a reflection of how you feel inside as well, you know what I mean? So,
I like that.
You know, yeah, so, you know, knowing that and understanding that, you know, you have to take time out to do that and
self-maintenance.
Yeah, self-maintenance is important. So, you know, I'm doing that naturally anyway, right? So it's like, if they gonna pay me for doing that, you know, then I'll take that check, you know what I mean? And the pay is good. The pay is good. So anybody out there, if you're in that position right now and you're not really sure about it, the pay is good, and you know, you again, with everything that you do, it's just about what your integrity level is, you know what I mean? So different people's integrity level is at different places, and I'm not here to judge that. You know what I'm saying? That's on them. That's their life, and they're gonna make those decisions for themselves, and they'll reap the benefits and consequences of that. You know, I have nothing to do with that. So for me, it's just important to write my own narrative and write my own story. But again, to anybody out there who may be in that position, you know, just remember, it's all about integrity. So you can choose what you take and don't take, you know what I mean?
Integrity and staying humble.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Always stay humble. Very important.
100%.
Very important.
All right, guys.
So a wise man by the name of Kendrick Lamar recently said, stay humble.
There you go.
Bitch, be humble. Quote of the day.
All right, so you guys see a little bit about Samm Davis, man. Sam with 2 M's Davis.
Yeah.
You heard about he's an actor, podcaster, model, entertainer as a whole, period.
Sam with 2 M's, man.
Sam with 2 M's.
Making moves, man. That's what the 2 M's stand for, making moves. That's what we're doing all 2018 is making moves, man. Adding value. It's all about adding value. So
I like that. Added value, 28.
Don't be mad at me, be mad at yourself. Get your value together, man. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so before we end the interview, man, anything else you want to tell the people? How to follow you, social media?
Oh, yeah. Follow me on social media if you must. At The Real Samm Davis. That's The Real, SAMM Davis, DAVIS. And go to my website, most importantly, www.sammdavis.com. I'm constantly revamping it. I'm constantly adding new content to it. Trying to get consistent with it, build a team for it. Right now, it's just me doing everything. I do everything. I run all my pages. I run my website. You know, I'm booking my own gigs. Everything that I've done up to this point, I've booked on my own merit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no agents. I don't have none of that. So agents holla at me. Agencies holla at me. Wilhelmina, stop fronting on me. You're going to have to give me that opportunity. This is water in my cup. And that's it. Samm Davis, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Here first, we are Jersey Magazine. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it.
Jersey turned up entertainment. Entertainment.